Islamic State. That's exactly what the Nigerian army terrorists have done to Biafra land. So, and the IGP is aware of the attack in Biafra. He has not addressed them that they acted as Boko Haram, but he romanced with them. He went with them to the National Assembly to complain about my activities, stopping them from carrying out that Boko Haram in Biafra land. And he supported and signed his signature by accompanying this particular army to the National Assembly. Today, the same thing I prevented the army from doing in Biafra land. They have done it to one of the stations in Adamawa, and now he's crying that they acted like Boko Haram. Is that not hypocrisy? The same thing that Simon Ekpa prevented them, including the Nigerian police, from doing in Biafra land. They have done it to just one police station, and he is shouting Boko Haram. So, what is he going to say about all the atrocities that the Nigerian army have committed in Biafra land, which led us to build our own army to fight them, that we are fighting them today? What is he going to call them? We have our own army. Our target is to kill any military man from Nigeria in Biafra land, because these are criminals, these are terrorists who have killed our people for many years. An ordinary police station, the Nigerian Inspector General of Police is shouting. Do you know how many markets, how many families have been rendered useless? Do you know how many children the Nigerian army have killed in Biafra land? Over 40,000 has been killed, 11,000 missing, 13,000 detained in different parts of Nigeria illegally. They are cutting our children's hair. Anybody that have hair, they cut the hair, intimidating them, and already they want to force you to live into Islam inside Islamic State in your own land. And none of these people, including the Nigerian police, have complained about the atrocities. We carry arms now to fight them, and we'll be fighting them till there are no more. We will soon start visiting their barracks. It's an offensive that will happen very soon. We are hunting down anybody that is carrying arms under Nigeria within their in Ihiala, killed our young men in Oli. Those people have been murdering us for decades, and now we are raising with arms to defend our land. The Inspector General of Police of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, the Islamic State of Nigeria, has this morning confirmed that Nigerian military acted like Boko Haram by attacking Adamawa police station. Now, if it is only when they attack Adamawa police station, they become Boko Haram, what are we going to call them for having burnt villages, killed women and children in Imo State, in Anambra State, another part of Biafra land? If ordinary attacking a police station make them act like Boko Haram, what Boko Haram does? Boko Haram attack children, Boko Haram kill children and behead them, Boko Haram kill women, Boko Haram burn communities in order to force the people into the Islamic State. That's exactly what the Nigerian army terrorists have done to Biafra land. So, and the IGP is aware of the attack in Biafra. He has not addressed them that they acted like Boko Haram, but he romanced with them. He went with them to the National Assembly to complain about my activities, stopping them from carrying out that Boko Haram act in Biafra land. And he supported and signed his signature by accompanying this particular army to the National Assembly. Today, the same thing I prevented the army from doing in Biafra land. They have done it to one of the stations in Adamawa, and now he's crying that they acted like Boko Haram. Is that not hypocrisy? The same, including the Nigerian police, from doing in Biafra land. They have done it to just one police station, and he is shouting they acted like a Boko Haram. So what is he going to say about all the atrocities that the Nigerian army have committed in Biafra land, which led us to build our own army to fight them, that we are fighting them today? What is he going to call them? We have our own army. Our target is to kill any military man from Nigeria in Biafra land, because these are criminals, these are terrorists who have killed our people for many years. An ordinary police station, the Nigerian Inspector General of Police is shouting. Do you know how many markets, how many families have been rendered useless? Do you know how many children the Nigerian army have killed in Biafra land? Over 40,000 has been killed, 11,000 missing, 13,000 detained in different parts of Nigeria illegally. They are cutting our children's hair. Anybody that have hair, they cut the hair, intimidating them, and already they want to force you to live into Islam inside Islamic State in your own land. And none of these people, including the Nigerian police, have complained about the atrocities. We carry arms now to fight them, and we'll be fighting them till there are no more. We will soon start visiting their barracks. It's an offensive that will happen very soon. Announced the creation of the International Relations Council will be a council, a committee that will make sure that we take the Biafra and Amazonia issues to the highest diplomatic level, and this particular council is being officially announced today. With the process of the delegitimization of both government of Cameroon and Nigeria government within our territory, our both territory, Biafra territory and Amazonia territory, delegitimization requires also not just within our territory, but as well within the international community. And this International Relations Council of the Amazonia and Biafra will be in charge and take responsibility of this diplomatic war that is going to start immediately we finish the New Year celebration and enter 2024. As the PM has announced, the Joint International Relations Council is critical since Biafra and Amazonia seek to integrate within the international system. We will begin to undermine both Yaoundé and Abuja, claiming to speak internationally for both Biafra and Amazonia. We want to speak for ourselves. We want to represent our interests internationally, and this council will seek bilateral and multilateral relationships with different nations, peoples across the globe, so we are properly represented. And you've put it well that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name was Omar, he wouldn't have been kidnapped. Those who kidnapped him would have been tried. I want everyone to understand that it is time we are now pushed to the wall and we are pushing back. The same Britain arrested, prosecuted those who attempted to kidnap somebody called Umaru Diko during the 80s. The late Buhari was then the military head of state of Nigeria by force. He sent people to United Kingdom to kidnap and rendition somebody called Umaru Diko. Those who tried to kidnap him succeeded in kidnapping him, but they did not succeed in renditioning him back to Nigeria. So it was an attempted kidnap and rendition to Nigeria. Those people who committed the crime of attempting to rendition somebody to Nigeria were all arrested and sentenced to prison by the United Kingdom. Today, after over 30 years, Umaru case repeating in more troublesome, disheartening, and the most unacceptable way, and the British turned their eyes on Umaru II. And I want you to understand, it is not because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya. No, could have been anywhere. The reason was because his name is Nnamdi. His name is not Umaru or Diko. That is the only reason why he is still being in dungeon, detained today, and Britain is enjoying it because his name is Nnamdi, not Mohammed, not Umaru, not Diko. Otherwise, tell me, Umaru Diko was not a British citizen. He did not come to the United Kingdom with British passport, but he was protected on attempted kidnapping. Those who tried to kidnap him was arrested and sentenced to prison. Till today, we have not seen anything reasonable from the British government. Because the person in question this time is not Umaru, but Nnamdi. It's okay, Chukwu. Anything Chukwu, anything Nnamdi to Britain, you must make sure they never rise. Those who are asking, did you say Biafra will come in 2023? Biafra has been restored already. What is remaining is a complete declaration that will be defended. And before that happens, there are many things that we need to put in place. I want you to recount the achievement of the Republic government in under the leadership of Simon Ekpa, what we have achieved in 2023, and ask yourself that question again, and you will look very stupid. Been able to form government exile in 2023. In 2023, we have formed the de facto government. In 2023, we have launched Biafra Liberation Army. In 2023, we launched Biafra Navy. We launched Biafra Air Force. We launched the forces of Biafra. In 2023, we adopted Helsinki Declaration, which is the constitution of Biafra. In 2023, we had a convention in Finland where Biafra people gathered from all over the world as delegates to vote on the Biafra Charter, which is a living document subjected to amendment. In 2023, we have created 40 states of Biafra. And believe me, many more states will come because we are not done yet. In 2023, not only that we created state, we also brought a redesigned and a redrawn Biafra map to reflect the current situation and the current demography of Biafra. In 2023, we started engaging officially Nigeria state in a guerrilla warfare on self-defense. In 2023, we officially and publicly engaged Nigeria terrorist army, and we are neutralizing them on a daily basis. It has never happened before in the history of Biafra after the war. In 2023, we publicly and openly made sure that Nigeria doesn't kill again in Biafra land and go free. So if you look at those things I've mentioned and those ones I have not mentioned, are you still going to challenge Simon Ekpa that Biafra has not been restored in 2023? Biafra declaration is not about pronouncement. It's about putting a structure in place. It's about putting every mechanism and measures in place to shaping the map and the structure of Biafra. In 2023, we have designed the economic viability of Biafra. In 2023, we have kicked off the Biafra Urban Development Project. In 2023, made impact globally. In 2023, the Biafra awareness gained the highest momentum in the history of Biafra since after the war. In 2023, we made the Nigerian terrorist army to cry on the floor of National Assembly. It has never happened in the history of Nigeria. In 2023, those who are serving as the agents of Nigeria from the corrupt called Nigeria openly called for persecution, execution, and the kidnapping and arresting of Simon Ekpa because they know that this is a different thing from what they have seen in their entire life. In 2023, they call for the arrest of Simon Ekpa and call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Confusion. In 2023, after they have used many years to plan the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have come to say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a saint. He's a very gentle man. He's a nice person. But just 2 years ago, they kidnapped this nice person from Kenya. 2 years ago, they tortured him for 8 days. 2 years ago, he was an evil man. 2 years ago, they called him terrorist. 2 years ago, he was everything evil to them. 2 years ago, they spent hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars to kidnap him and put him into private jets from Kenya to Nigeria. 2 years ago, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was everything evil to Nigeria, including to Haneze Ndigbo and all of them. 2 years ago, he was the only problem of Nigeria. 2 years ago, he was the only person that constituted all manner of insecurity in Nigeria. He was the one who is more deadlier than Boko Haram. He was everything that Nigeria could see. Today, as Simon Ekpa take the Biafra liberation to the next level, the same people are now calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the most sensible person. These are hypocrites. These are devilish people. These are criminals. That only thing they want to do is to give dog a bad name in order to kill it. They have given that name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They themselves were the one who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same people today have seen that, yes, indeed, someone actually followed this footstep of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and ready to drag all of them to Biafra land. So that I will know them. When we get to Biafra land, we will treat their fuck up very well. Today, the same people who gave the bad name to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to be kidnapped, they slandered his name, blackmailed him to other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. All of them today has come to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very... Now it is Simon Ekpa is the problem. These people who are just evil from birth refuse to understand why Simon Ekpa have decided to take this thing upon himself to liberate the people of Biafra who has been subjugated and chained with Islamic State agenda. They found themselves in a hole. They tied us thoughts in a circle because they thought that they have actually systematically conquered everybody by dividing state, dividing us, changing the demography and map of Biafra people. And at the end of the day, they structured out 5 tiny states, called it 5 eastern states. They say, let us continue to divide them. And now they tell you, oh, you are talking about Biafra. You are just 5 states in the second. We have come to destroy their evil agenda. Today, you will understand that the plan of the Islamic State has failed. Today, the Biafra people are proudly announcing the 40th state, which is called the United States of Biafra. 40 complete states, cut across board, including in the area where they claim they were never Biafra. I have come to learn from what Biafra did wrong in 1967 to 1970. I have come to learn what Wazirike did wrong from the time he started the Biafra movement, and I have come to learn what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did right and was in the process of doing before the plan and kidnapped him. I continue from there, and today we are where we are. They are not resting. Those IPOB Nigeria are not resting as well. Every given opportunity, they think that there is a fight in the Biafra government. They will say, oh, their hope now is that they are fighting. And they are hoping that there is a fight in the Biafra government. That is to tell you that, like we said, there are costs. There are costs. And they can never rise again. Biafra government in exile is a government that nobody born of a woman marching on this planet, using your foot to walk on the ground, will ever destroy. Biafra has been restored in 2023. We have a government, we have a structure of the government of Biafra, we have every department that made Biafra government a legitimate government. The people of Biafra are loyal to the government, both in the exile and in the homeland. We have governors, state administrators in all the 40 states of Biafra. We have the deputy governors, which is called administrators. We have the secretary of state of each state in Biafra land. We have the chairmen and managers of county and district. If you do not understand that with this structure we have now, one day you will sleep in Nigeria and wake up in Biafra. It means that you are an idiot. I told you that by the time I finish with Nigeria, you will sleep in Nigeria one day and wake up in Biafra. The next phase is to set up the police of Biafra. The reason why we have not set up the police is because it is going to be state police. Every state will have their police. Every state will be independent. It is going to be local police, and there is no interference from the central government of Biafra. Military is a joint military. It's one military that will protect the territorial integrity of Biafra. When one state is attacked, it means that you have attacked all of us. So my people, for those who are asking when are you going to declare Biafra, we have already declared Biafra. We are only waiting for us to conclude the last phase of the Biafra government. One day you will sleep and wake up. Yeah, like I said. Then we must capture every cranny of the Biafra territory.
Weathering storm shall be a flag of liberty and will embolden us Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you, depending on your time zone. Warm greetings from the Biafra Republic government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland under the leadership of my indomitable Prime Minister, the Obato Obie, the finisher, the Agune Chamber One of Biafra land, who have come to finish what our ancestors had started and laid the foundation, what our eternal leader had shown us, and what our supreme leader had harnessed before his kidnap. The wave of freedom is blowing some people off the rail. And it is quite interesting that as they are trying to be stiff-necked, what we see happening to them is that they are becoming blind and getting confused of their next line of action. The tenacity of the Biafran people have made one Nigeria to start crying in diverse ways. I salute all Biafrans. I salute the engine house of the Biafran Republic government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland. That I'm talking about the media team. The media team, you guys have changed the narrative of 1966 to 70s, which was bastardized by BBC and Premium Times of London. In this very dispensation, you have made the entire world to know the atrocities of one Nigeria from 1804 to this very present day. And that which they continue to propagate as lies and slanders, you keep on exposing and setting the record straight every day. Let the media warfare continue because we have a lot to do. I want to applaud all of you for 2021 scorecard and 2022 scorecard and 2023 scorecard. You have done marvelous. And the enemies of Biafra, one Nigeria, are the ones crying over your result card. That means you fought a good fight and you finish the race in a grand style of 2021, 22, and 23. So in 2024, we must do something different to be able to get a different result. We cannot do the same thing, the same pattern, the same form, and the way and manner we've been doing for years, and we expect to get a different result. So in 2024, the media team will be more brutal than before. They will confess and understand that you were just doing touch lighting in 2023. So when they hear anywhere that the BRGIE media, the Biafra media are gathering and sending out their voices, they will feel the rhythms and then they will run for their dear lives. Let the fire continue and do not be deterred by any attack. If you are not attacked, that means you are not doing something that is useful. Your account will be attacked, your pages, your Google account, your YouTubes, your Facebooks, your Twitter, your TikTok, your Instagram, your Telegrams, your WhatsApp. All these attacks will come because you are using those accounts to air Biafra awareness. It is part and parcel of the sacrifices that you have to face. So do it with joy and face it with joy, because we have lost a lot when you come into Biafra. Your family and friends, your peer groups and your co-workers at work, your schoolmates, your neighbors, and your clients that you used to have that sings Allah Baku from the day I started pronouncing against Allah Baku, a lot of them decline my patronage. So, you will face many tribulations because you are fighting for freedom. It is part and parcel of the sacrifice we do. It is the beauty of the parade. This is the beauty of the parade. So do it with joy, because we are fighting for a just cause. And in no distance time, we will be in Finland for the declaration of the restoration of Biafra independence. It is here. It is not too far. You have fought for long. This is not time to back down. It is time to embolden your courage the more. It is time to be stronger than before. It is time to speak in the face of death. It is time to be more brutal. It is time to be more steadfast and more courageous. Keep aside every personal issues. Biafra first, and we will win. Congratulations to the BRGIE media for the good work that we've been doing. It is not you that is speaking for yourself of the scorecard, but your works speaks of your scorecard, and they are confessing every day. I thank you all and welcome to this very deliberation that we gather here. You know, it could be morning, it could be night, it could be midnight, it could be late night, it could be evening, it could be afternoon, it could be lunchtime, it could be time for breakfast and dinner, depending on your time zone. And it could be when you're snoring in bed. So, whichever one you find yourself, enjoy it, because that is how nature has made it to be. But where I am now, it is 1 a.m. going, but sleep no enter my eye. So, what I go do? As sleep no gree enter my eye, make I enter this space, make we discuss. So I salute all of you. So please, as you join us, do well to share, hit the like button, and repost so that others can know that we are here. Our message is not about Nollywood. Our message is not about Baby Niger. Our message is not about TB Joshua. Our message is not about the richest man in Africa. Our message is not about who is winning the Ballon d'Or. Our message is not who is winning the best player in Europe football or in English football. Our message is not about who is the biggest billionaire or who is winning a Night of Thousand Laughs. Our message is not who wants to be a millionaire or billionaire. No. Our message is not about who is the best novelist. No. Our message is not about who speaks the best English or who knows how to form grammar very well. No. If you listen to me, my diction is not polished. My diction is so bad. So do not come here to expect that I will be speaking good English. Oh. English is not my language. Huh? The people that brought English brought it and then imposed it on us and said that my own indigenous language should never be called language again, that it should now become dialect. And then their own English that they brought to come and impose on us should now become language. Can you see that? Did I go to their own land to go and do such? But they did that in my own Africa. They did that in my own very village because they came to pick our natural resources that is embedded in our lands. So don't come here looking for the best diction in English language from my mouth, please. I know be English man. I get my own indigenous language. So this one way we they speak now borrow post how we they do. So we did not come here to speak about who speaks English best and those that are making money most. Our message is message of freedom and liberation. To make the world know and to let those that are still sleeping to wake up from their subconsciousness and their slumber and to understand that the same Hamas terrorists who invaded Israel, killed their women and children, are the same jihadist terrorists that we have been fighting against that necessitated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to rekindle the fire of Biafra. He did not sit down and then, for no just reason, and then he started to rekindle that fire. Something happened. The massacre and the genocide of the people was coming back again. And this is what was happening in 1966 that necessitated the January 15 coup. When they tried to stop it, they now turned everything against them. And then it then became nicknamed Igbo coup. Whereas you had all representatives of the Nigerian contraption of the army majors and generals, lieutenants, sub-lieutenants, and all rankings that participated in the coup and the planning of the coup, because it was to do what? To safeguard the lives and properties of the indigenous people who were at the mercy of the Fulani jihad that you are seeing today. When you heard that Usman Dan Fodio started this jihadist conquest in 1804, you should ask the question, something that was started in 1804, and Uthman Dan Fodio is no more alive. But the remnant of Uthman Dan Fodio, those that have come to listen to the pamphlets, those that have come to listen to their teachings, they continue reading and then they imbibe in it, and then they want it restored. They did not just want it restored and stop in 1966, but they have strived since that time to see that this same thing comes to be again after 60 years that they were stopped in Nigeria. Meanwhile, in other parts of Africa, they have been expanding, expanding since that 1804. Since that 1804, they have been expanding. And since 1966, that the coup came up to stop them, they have still been expanding in other African countries. That is why you now have the legions of the Fulani jihadis being imported from Futajalon, Senegambia, Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Central Africa, Liberia, and all the parts. Some of you don't ask the question. The Fulanis that were imported into Nigeria, when did they raise them? Or when did this army of Fulanis got raised? You know, they ask the question. This is an age-long evangelism that has been on there, and they did not deter in their effort in making sure they continue to push ahead. So if there is any set of people that do not relent in whatever they have put on their conquest agenda, it is the Fulani Jihad. It will take them 50 years, 60 years, 100 years. They will fight and transcend the agenda to their remnants. Those ones will come, imbibe in it, continue, keep on fighting with the project ahead just to achieve that jihad. This is what has happened that you now see today. The Taliban or the Talibans took over Afghanistan. It is not something that they planned just 1 year and then they took over. It is something that was long planned. And all of you knew what America was doing all along to see that these people do not take over. But when it was time, they took over, because before then, they had planted all their men on ground, planted them strategically. The same mistakes that you see in one Nigeria happening today, where the chiefs of the armies, the police, the air force, the navy, the maritime, the waterways, civil defense, and everything, Fulani, 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 custom, Fulani, 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 finance, Fulani, 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 everything, Fulani, Fulani, Fulani. Aso Rock everywhere, Fulani, Fulani. Senate, Fulani, Fulani. That is how Afghanistan, the Taliban took time to place their men. They placed their men there for a long, long time, and then they took time to keep on going slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady, advancing, advancing, until they took over and understood that it was the right time to strike. And then they did what? They strike. What the Biafran people have tried so much not to allow to happen is for this invasion to take the indigenous people of Biafra unawares. So we thank God for our supreme leader, who God used in a way of prophesying and foreseeing the dangers that was coming, to open the ears and the minds of the entire Biafran and the Nigerian people, because he was not just talking to the Biafran people, but he was talking to the entirety of Nigeria. His messages was like flames of fire that was burning in the ears of the terrorists, both in government and those that were serving as their puppets. And those that ignored his messages, they saw the consequences. And those that listened and took it to be something, they have seen the results. Today, all what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had preached had before now come to pass. Even before his kidnap, all that he had preached had come to pass. And to his kidnap, and with him in detention, all of them are happening and fulfilling every single day. That they will rape your women, cut your babies' head and children off. They will take over your land. They will send all of you to IDP camps, and they will desolate your communities. You will become slaves to them. Your women and children will be married off to them. They will rape them, and then they will kill them. All this he had said. Did you all take him serious? No. Is it not happening in the far north? Was it not about to happen in a very wider way in Biafra land, if not for the security that he set up before he was kidnapped? Is it not happening in the Middle Belt, that they massacre over 200 in a community? That when you sleep and wake up every morning, you see me post that there was massacre in Plateau, there was massacre in Benue, there was massacre in Niger State, there was massacre in Sokoto, there was massacre in Kano, there was massacre in Samfara, there was massacre in Medugri, there was massacre in Kaduna. Some of you are still shouting Nigeria, Nigeria, when there are some people that have been kidnapped this very night and they are in the bushes in the hands of the Fulani terrorists. And if you see how they are flocking the people that they kidnap, they flock them like they are flocking cows. No, even the cows that they kidnap, they don't flock the cows they kidnap like this. No, because I have seen them rearing the cows, that the cattle that they go along with. They don't flock them the way they flock the human beings that they kidnap along the road, waiting for ransom to be paid on their heads. Even after ransom is paid, they will say bring one of them, cut the heads off, cut the hands off with the ransom that they have collected. How can you stay with this kind of people? No, it is not done. We were not born to be like this, and we can never allow them to be. The only set of people that have been able to destroy and overcome these Fulani terrorists in one Nigeria are the Biafran people. No other tribe, no other religion, no other ethnicity have been able to. It is only the religion of Biafra that have been able to. It's only the people of Biafra that have the firepower and the tenacity and the secret of destroying and overcoming the Fulani terrorists. That is why they are crying. They are crying because the Biafran people have taken the bull by the horn and are not ready to sit back and watch their babies' heads chopped off in broad daylight. It cannot happen in our time. If it has happened before, enough is enough. So we thank God for our Prime Minister, whom God has placed where he should be to carry this mantle of leadership at this very time. And for you that is donating your funds for us to keep the armory alive, God bless you, and may God enrich your pocket 100-fold so that you can do more. The war chest of Biafra needs to be well equipped 24/7. If we are lacking in anything weaponry, the enemies will invade and go unchallenged. So the war chest, the armory needs to be 24/7 well equipped. So if you have not been donating, please visit our website. The link to our website is everywhere. And I'm calling on anyone, please, to post it in the comment section of this space. Someone should post the two websites where we make donations to the comment section of this space where we are here now, please. Someone should do that. Thank you. So, looking at the criminals that call themselves senators and ministers and governors, both serving and the ones that are no more serving, and the ones that are intending to come and serve. Nigeria oil and gas companies' exploitation in flames in Biafra land has become the beginning of wisdom to Obasanjo and his likes. I want Biafrans to understand one thing, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped all the way from Kenya, tortured for days, and later brought down to Nigeria blindfolded, in chains. And when they brought him, the first press briefing that they did that press briefing in Fude Fude. They did that press briefing in the language that the Fulanis understand. They spoke Fulani, they spoke their common language to them, for them to know that they have achieved the kidnapping of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and that it is the beginning of ending Biafra. That Biafra will never speak again, that they will kill Biafra by the virtue of successful kidnap of our supreme leader, through the connivance and the betrayal of his most trusted lawyers and DOS members. While this was happening, they were using MNK's Twitter's handle to continue to tweet and post in replica of MNK to Biafran. So every Biafran, most especially me, I was reposting and resharing and liking every post that was coming from our leader's Twitter handle. Until that very minute where he appeared before Bentanyaku in chains. And that was when everyone got to understand that our supreme leader had been kidnapped and that he is in chains in one Nigeria because he spoke Biafra. At that very point, those that were managing his Twitter handle got stunned. And then the message got to them and they said, hey, you people have been caught. You have been caught red-handed. The man you're using his Twitter handle to tweet and deceive Biafrans has surfaced on the media in chains and blindfolded, and it is purportedly known that he has been in these chains and blindfolded and tortured for the past 8 days. And you people have been using his account to tweet and deceive Biafrans. Did not stop there. Since then, it has been deception upon deception, deceit upon deceit, going to court and coming back, going to court and coming back. They keep him there till this very day. And the Biafran people decided to be brutal against it all with the civil disobedience. And we thank our Prime Minister for standing in for the Biafran people since then to this very time. Why am I saying all this? I am laying this foundation to make all of us understand something. That since 2021, that our leader has been in the hands of the terrorists. You did not see the likes of Obasanjo. You did not see the likes of Iwanyanwu. You did not see the likes of Abaribe. You did not see the likes of Amechi. You did not see the likes of Wike. You did not see the likes of Dave Omai. You did not see the likes of Soludo. You did not see the likes of Igbai and Igbazo. You did not see the likes of Ben Ayade. You did not see the likes of Emmanuel Udom. You did not see the likes of Eno. You did not see the likes of Godswill Akpabio. You did not see the likes of Godswill Obon Victor Ta. You did not see the likes of Donald Duke. You did not see the likes of General Agbani Simon. Both those that are alive and those that are dead, like the one that just died. What is the name? The former Ohaneze Ndibo president. You did not see all their likes carrying their smelly stomach to go to Abuja to say they want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu released today. Today. At the mention of Nigeria oil and gas companies' exploitation in flames in Biafra land, you see them now running helter-skelter. Can you see the wickedness in the minds of these people? That we are going to burn down all oil companies and stop them from exploiting Biafrans and then declare Biafra. That we are going to make sure they don't do any uh, exploitation anymore. They don't drill anything. They don't pay homage to the Nigerian government. We don't even allow them to do anything. That they either submit to the Biafran government in exile and the de facto in the homeland, acknowledge the presence of the BRGIE, the government of the people, or they back off. You have two options. You submit to the government of Biafra, or we burn down the whole thing and then you stop your exploitation. If you dare try to continue to pay anything to Nigerian government or allow them to foresee anything, you will be in flames. Oh, Nigerian terrorist government boys. I call them boys. See the boys, they now start jumping up and down. Just now you see Obasanjo getting twisted. Obasanjo is shrinking. They now remind him that he was the one that masterminded and carried out Odi massacre in Bayelsa. So they are now calling him. Do you remember Odi massacre? You were the one that was behind it. You know what happened, that the oil and gas is what made you to stand strong and to massacre thousands of Biafrans. Some of you think that we forget all these things. We are keeping them for the right time. Oh. There's no massacre that you carry out on Biafran people that we just sweep it under the carpet like that. We know when we will be picking all of you one after another and you'll be answering questions to us. If you don't answer it directly, you will answer indirectly. Anyone that benefited from it will answer to us. The way you cut our women to pieces and destroy the fetus, you will also get it in thousand folds. We're not mincing words. Ask all the terrorists flooding into Biafra land. Let them give you the scores. When you see Musa coming to cry, Musa is not just lamenting, it's not mere lamentation. Musa is telling you what is actually happening in the reality. But what Musa does not have the courage to say is to say it and be crying in front of the Senate and the media. Musa is using courage to encourage himself so that they will not say, how can an happy man be crying? That is what Musa is trying to do. But we are telling you that more of this crying is going to come, because there is nothing this government under the leadership of the Prime Minister says that we don't do. It is talk, now do. We dey talk, we dey do, it dey show. We said Biafran flag will be flying in Biafra land. We made it fly. And some of you were asking, how come? Some people were saying, oh, we erected the Biafran flag inside the thick forest. We told you, if you like, you call it inside thick forest. The Biafran flag is flying in Biafra land, is in Biafra land. Flying is flying. It doesn't matter whether it is where Iroko tree is, or whether it is in the village square, or whether it is in the government house of Imo State or Anambra. But Biafra flag flying is flying above sea level in Biafra land, and you saw it. Did you see the flag in Kafanchan? Did you see the flag flying in Lagos? Or did you see it flying in Kaduna or Abuja? Or it was in Biafra land you saw it? So why being so silly? we said we will take over Battalion 103. We did it. And then we kept the news for one Nigerian Mossad to come and tell you people. They refused to come and tell you people in time. And at the long run, he still came out to come and cry in the Senate when he was giving the report that we are monstrous, that we are so bad that the way we kill them, that Boko Haram don't even kill them that way. Oh, okay. Don't worry now. That should remind you people that when our Onyendo said that what you people are seeing and facing in the hands of Boko Haram is a tip of an iceberg. That by the time we start our own madness, you will understand that there is a method in the madness of the Biafran people. When we started our own madness now, all of you started confessing. Between us now and Boko Haram, which people are more brutal? Our own is that we don't go and kill babies and children and innocent people. Our own is that we go for the terrorists that come to kill our women and children. The same way you cut the heads and then brutalize and destroy our women and children and babies, it is the same way we will do to you. And we are giving you head on. We are not hiding it. We are in freedom fighting. It is called self-defense, self-determination, and self-preservation. We are defending ourselves for survival. Our people must survive either ways, and we must defend Biafra land because we cannot allow the terrorists to come and take our lands and breed and feed fat on the flesh of our women and children. Not in this 21st century. If it has happened in years and centuries and millenniums past, not in this time where we have blood flowing in our veins, except all of us are lowered into the grave, that is when we will allow all this nonsense to prevail. At this very time, the Biafran people have come to declare Biafra. The date of the declaration of the restoration of the independent states of Biafra, United States of Biafra, has been declared. Please pack up your luggages, get your visa, prepare for us to meet up in Helsinki, October, November. See you guys there. Obasanjo and his likes will continue to cry because we have come to understand where it hit them hard. Announcement of putting the oil and gas exploitation companies in flames has made all of them to start running jigba jigba. So, you see, they have shown us that they love the oil and gas, they love the resources embedded in our lands more than the lives of our people. They love the resources more than our children. They love the resources more than our lives. That is why they can never develop our communities. They can never give us good schools. They can never give us companies for us to work. They rather go and put all of them in Niger. They rather take everything to go and do in another man's country. The oil and gas that you hear of, the oil and the gas is pumped out of Biafra land and it is refined in another man's country and then brought back and sold to us in thousands. Through the excavation of the oil and the refining of the oil and also the waste product or the leftover of the oil, this would have created job opportunities to all the citizenry. The youth of those communities wouldn't have lacked in any way because that would have been the highest momentum of job creation. Even the residues of the oil extract from the refined oil that is used to generate electricity. And as I speak to you, When that oil, when that crude is taken to another man's country to be refined, what do you think happens to that residue there? That country are now the ones benefiting from it because they use it to generate electricity for their own people. They create the labor market there to be higher. They create jobs for the youth there. The GDP of that country will grow higher every day. The economy of that country will pop up because every day people are working. The job is available for them to do. Those oil refining companies will have workers running all the way from Africa to go down to the Europe, to the America, to where they are refining your oil. Mind you, this is oil that is taken all the way from Biafra land, channeled down to Europe, America, and UK. They go and refine it there. So you have to now look for visa from your Biafra land, from your Africa, then go to America and UK and Europe to go and now carry paper and start looking for menial job to do. And when you go there, you cannot even be in the best of positions to work in those places. You'll be doing the menial job that you gain maybe 200, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 letters. Whereas you'll be hearing of a European, an American, and a British citizen telling you that his salary monthly is $20,000, 20,000 euro. You that is leaving Africa to go there to go and do the menial job, your own, your minimum, no, your maximum will stop at 2,000 euros. This has continued for years. You see, the announcement of let the oil and gas companies' exploitation go in flames. The fire has already started burning on the nyash of all the politicians. If you see them start making noise now, running and making pictures and say they are going to Abuja, if they know how to go and talk in Abuja, they should go and talk. Because you will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with the conditions on the table, and this Biafran Republic government in exile will still put these oil and gas companies in flames and will still continue to kill all the terrorists coming to Biafra land and will still restore Biafra. We'll declare it and we will defend it and we will take hold and control of the entirety of Biafra land. We will delegitimize all of you, and then we will legitimize the new government. We will institutionalize everything that this BRGIE has done. With the grievances of the people, we will use them all to declare this Biafra, and we will defend it to the letter. It is good you start running now to go to Abuja because the worst is coming on. Yes, sir. The worst is coming on. This is how our Prime Minister was announcing it. He said, after the 20th and 21st of October 2023, the worst is coming on. And you people were taking him to be that small boy in Finland. That boy in Finland. That thing in Finland. That short man in Finland. That is how people were taking his utterances. Today, he has repeated it again. That it is still going to be hot, too. And already it is getting hotter. And you are in the realm of hotness. Fire is burning, all of you. As we speak, our Biafra Liberation Army are not sleeping. They are on watch. They are defending and protecting motherland. And all of you gathered here tonight, I appreciate your presence and your time. But let us remember that as I finish this talk now, for this my talk to make sense, now for all of us to visit the website where we donate money. Because this my talk needs to be catapulted into what? Ego, Okbogo, ego. That is what we use to buy the weapons that the Biafra Liberation Army are using to fight and to kill all the terrorists that are coming into our lands. When you wake up in the morning and then you don't see any news that Fulani terrorists invaded a community in Iyala, in Uli, in Akwa Ibom, or in Cross River, or in Enugu, or in Anambra, or in Abia, or in Ikwacha, have you asked the question, how come the Fulani terrorists cannot do what they are doing in Plateau, in Borno, in Sokoto, in Benue, and Niger states? How come they don't do that in Biafra land now? You should remember that they had done it before until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu set up a security. And until this very government set up an army, and that army with legitimacy, with all the powers of a government in exile, with legitimacy to fight and destroy every assailant coming and to defend the territory of Biafra, we are doing the needful. And there is no monkey born in this planet or in another that is to come that can stand in our face to say what we are doing is not right. It is internationally legalized and instituted. Let one Nigeria come out to international community and challenge us that for us killing their terrorist army that we are doing anything bad. We will explain to them what it means to be a government in exile. You know, the illiteracy, they worry one Nigerian government. That is why all this one way we do, they are going to UK government, going to EU, going to United Nations, going to the International Criminal Court, going to all the European countries, telling them they should kidnap Mazi Simon Ekpa and bring him to them, the same way that they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And those ones are telling them he is exercising his rights. He is exercising self-determination, self-defense, and self-preservation, which is internationally recognized. When aggression comes against your people, it is incumbent on the people to pick up arms and defend themselves. And for them to pick up the arms and defend themselves and not to be penalized as a people, because the government will always have power against the people because of their corrupt instituted practices, you have to destroy that government and then institute a government that is working to be able to take care of the people. That is what we have done. Oh, no, make you go ask Google. Some of you believes in Google explanation and definitions more than what we Africans will tell you. But if na white man open mouth talker, and I no go even need to go for verification. That is why when Peter is talking, he will tell you go and verify, because he knows that you will not believe anything that he's saying. So you must go and verify, because he himself knows that most of what he's saying is not true. So go and verify and come back. So we salute Biafran people. We want you to understand that the firepower of Biafra Liberation Army and every template that has been put on the table by the Prime Minister is what is making these boys of one Nigeria to be running front and back. And they will continue to run until the declaration of Biafra and the restoration and the defense of the United States of Biafra. Prepare your luggages and prepare your visa, and let us meet in Helsinki. I salute all of you and I thank you all for being here. Please, the mic is open. Reach out to the mic and air your views while we are here. The mic is free for anyone to use. Pick up the mic and air your views. And remember to visit our website, because that is where the sermon continues. The mic is yours. Pick up the mic. The mic is yours. Pick up the mic. Okay, we have you get why. You get why you have the mic. Thank you for being there.
Yeah, salute to my brothers and sisters, our information minister. Thank you very much. My brothers and sisters, I want us to understand something here. You see, 1967 to 1970, which they labeled the Civil War. Now, I want us to know something. Just want to draw a quick point here. When you talk about the 12 tribe of Jacob, you see, we go through history, you see, they talk much about these 12 tribe of Jacob, 11, about 11 of them, except the God, the tribe, which is we, the Igbos, which is we. Have you ever asked yourself why? During the Biafran War, many of us don't know why the European War, European nations, all of them, the Western, all the white connived against us is because, for me, I see it as a sign of revenge. But these people, I don't want to go there, but I want us to know this. During the Biafran War, Nigerians, and when you talk about Nigerians during the Biafran War, you would count Mali, Burkina Faso, Chad, Niger, and all of them. Still, you count all of them as Nigerians because the Nigerian imported soldiers, many of them from those countries, and Ghana, from the West African countries, many of them. The private jet that was bombing the Biafran hospitals was British private fighter jet, and the person that was flying it was an Egyptian pilot. And even at that, they still lost more soldiers than the Biafran soldiers. The only thing they could do was to secure the so-called Bakassi Peninsula with the Cameroon government, and they starved our people to death. That should tell you that in the history of Nigeria, they haven't won any war. And it is high time we correct that narrative. All these why are this modern day balance, at this situation we are now. You can believe with me that no nation will come for Nigeria this time around. And that is why they are seriously trying to extract as many they could lay their hands on our mineral resources. You see them? And before you doubt me, maybe you should go and listen to the interview of that our brother, of a man that was interviewed at the platform of Mayogin Diary, who is at the European nation. I don't know whether UK or America. He told you that all their family members are Muslims, including him. But he can't deny the fact that there are many, that in fact there are Islamic missions going on, jihad. And he made an open confession at that interview that they are only had one mission, which is to conquer the people. That the only reason it seems like Southeast is quiet is because we are proving stubborn. That's why they say let them leave us and focus on the middle belt and the westerners, and that will draw you back to the word of MNK before he made and laid the foundation of ESM, which was, he told you that the mission of these people is to lay siege on Southeast, that once they conquer Southeast, the rest of the nation is gone. Do you understand that now? And that was what led to the formation of ESM. And that was what shifted them to the southwest, from southwest. You see them to the middle belt now. You see it from there to them, they have conquered the north. They are coming down to the middle west. And once they conquer the middle west, and they are the middle west and still conquering the Yoruba nation, and they're still coming to us. And that is why, you see, from that our brother, he said that the only thing they had as a mistake and the only people that serve as an obstacle to them is the Southeast, that are proving stubborn to their jihadist mission. That is an interview from an Islamist at Mayo Green Diary platform. He made that as an open confession that Southeast are proving stubborn. Even up to, that's a recent interview. Have you asked yourself, over 2 years plus since the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who has kept the fire burning? It is the Biafra Republic government in exile and the BLA. So, my brothers and sisters, no nation, in fact, many other nations, including China, has run out of money fund to lend to Nigeria, which they so humbly dependent on the oil that comes from Biafra land, which means they have dependent on the mineral resources that came from Biafra land to fund the jihadist mission. As far back as 90s, they formed what is called IOC, Islamic, what did they call it? Islamic, waiting, I don't know what they called it.
Organization
Okay,
of
Islamic
Islamic.
Organization of Cooperation. They formed that as far back as how many years? You see that? That from there they have been pushing jihad, not just in Africa and so many other nations. And so many other nations, and there has been the one, all these Arab nations has been the one funding these people to push this jihad, which means we are not just fighting we are not just fighting Nigeria, we are fighting many other Islamic nations. And that is why our leader MNK said that God told him that we will go into this war with nothing, but he will give us victory. Do you know why? Because he know that all you billionaires, all you millionaires in Igbo land will harden your heart to fund the liberation of Biafra restoration. You as a millionaire, you as a thousandaire, you as a billionaire or whatsoever you regard yourself as, bring out the money to fund this Biafra liberation. Biafra is here. And that is why the Biafra Liberation Army have made it a duty that none of these oil companies that has been exploiting our mineral resources without our permission and has been using the money to fund jihad against Israel and other Western countries. We can't accept that. By nature, we are Jewish. By our tradition, we are Jewish. So all this money that has been pumping in from Arabic nations to fund jihad, to buy over our land that is filled with mineral resources by China and the rest of them. We can't allow that. And that is why I feel so much happy. So that when China will come, they would say that they are ignorant of the fact that we have been fighting for the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra nation, which is the territory of Biafra. And they would say they haven't been informed or aware of the territories of Biafra. Let them go for Nigeria so that Nigeria will give them the money, the so-called money they borrowed. Okay? So I would love to heard my mic here, but in conclusion, I would love us to know that the Nigeria, with all the mineral resources, with everything that God has blessed the land of Biafra with, Nigeria only dependent on oil and gas mostly, and that will come to an end. And Biafra will come. Let's see how they will fund that jihad against the against Israel and other Western communities. Thank you, my brothers.
Thank you, Machineke. Who else want to speak and reach out to the mic, please? On the Jumbotron, we have posted the link to the website for payments and donations. We've also posted the step-by-step video guide that shows you the tutorial on how to make payments on the website, so that if you have difficulties, please follow the step-by-step guide and know how to do it. You can do it with PayPal, you can do it with Cash App, you can do it with Zelle, you can do it with your Visa card, you can do it with any card of any kind. You can also do it with gift card. You can do it with Google Card as well. There's also a toll help number. If you have any issue, you call that number. The number is public number. We'll put you through. What we need now is so much and so much and plenty funds. So if you want to insult us because you want to give us funds, we will gladly take your insult as far as you give us the funds. Because the time will come where we will not take your insult again because of funds. But for now, you can insult us and call us any name: beggars, miscreants, or those selling akara and moi moi in the market. No problem. We are looking for funds. We'll bow down to you and collect the funds. Then by the time we declare Biafra in October, you will not hear us beg you for any funds again. By that time, you'll be the one running to come and meet us and say, I want to belong. I want to donate my 100 million. I want to sell off the property I have in Abuja and give to you people who will tell you, we don't need it. Go and die with Fulani with your property in Abuja. For now, if you are a millionaire and a billionaire and trillionaire and a thousandaire, bring all your near, come and give us so that we can make this Biafra a reality in your own very time. Do not wait for it to come in another person's time, because the worst thing you will do is for you to sit on the fence and wait for Simon Ekpa to finish everything. The worst thing you will do is to sit down and wait and see the finance minister, the defense minister, the COS, and all the cabinet members sweating day in, day out in their own capacity to make sure one thing is done. And you will just sit back. You are not in IPOB, like our leader said. You are not contributing anything any day. But all you want to hear is, when will this your Biafra come? You will wait until when you see that we have declared the Biafra in Helsinki in October. Then you will now come with your portfolio. You come and tell us that you are a professor in mathematics. You come and tell us that you are the one that is very good in excavating oil from our land, that you studied in Australia, that you have all the degrees, that you know how to see natural resources in their real forms, even without using microscope. You will tell us that you are the second brother to the man that discovered the sea route to India from our waterways. And when you ask the question, how can somebody from India discover our own waterways? Waterways that God created, and the waterways was already there. Somebody will now just come and give glory to himself and say he's the one that discovered the waterways. We are bringing the space to an end. Our message has been delivered. So if you want to speak, reach out to the mic and speak. If you have a question as well, reach out to the mic and ask your question, because we have a lot to do. I appreciate all Biafrans listening to us and lovers of freedom. Our greetings goes to the Ambazonians, goes to the Middle Beltans, goes to the 9GERIAnists. It also goes to the terrorists that have been recruited to come into Biafra land. I just want to say thank you for the terrorists coming to Biafra land, for coming to die in Biafra land. It is with me when I'm counting your dead bodies. Because when you are killing our women and children, you do it with joy. And you'll be shouting Asawana. You'll be shouting Waya Waya. You put it on video. So it is with me for body when I'm counting your dead bodies now. So continue to come, because we will continue to raise funds and to raise more army and to fund the war chest of Biafra in order to kill all of you that are coming to kill our women and children. Our message is very clear and it is undiluted. Self-determination is not a crime. Self-defense is what we are doing. Self-preservation is our right. And the survival of the Biafran people is what we are fighting for. We cannot sleep and allow the terrorists to turn our women and children to Afghanistan. The mass terrorist repetition will not happen in Biafra land. You know, it's good that some things happen in some other places so that the reality will come out clear. When the massacre of Biafrans started, and then we were shouting, protesting, writing petition. People in the UK on CNN, whether in America on CNN TV, told the entire world that the issue of Boko Haram, the jihadist invasion in Nigeria, the way they are killing women and children and babies, that it is not a priority. Why? Because you are black-skinned. You are not white-skinned. So when it now happened in Israel and other places, according to them, they said if what was happening in Nigeria were to happen in a white-skinned African community, that they would have gone for it. Because it is in a black-skinned African community, their lives are no priority. So now it has happened in a white-skinned African community. And so all of you are fixating your eyes there. So we now have to use that as a connecting point to drive your attention back to where the jihad started. The jihad has been an age-long jihad plan since 1804 in the contraption called Nigeria. And all of you turn deaf ears to it. Today now, any way that is happening now, we will be connecting your heads and brains back to Uthman Dan Fodio in Nigeria in 1804. You get why I saw your hand up. It's like you want to say something before we draw the curtain. Are you there?
Uh, One thing I want to say is that we all know about this jihadist mission, and since the history of Nigeria, we can tell that they have all relied on the oil and gas coming from Biafra territory for their international purposes, while the gold in the north remains the gold in the north, while the oil in the southern region and the oil and gas that is the southern region remained for the national and the international purposes, whereby and whereas that we at those regions, our people can boast of one oil wells, our people can boast of anything. Even the natural water God gave us, they contaminated it and they never cared about us. Our people suffered, our people import waters, drinking waters, so they could be saved, and they never cared about us. Drinking water they never cared about us. Our people go out there, make money, come back home to open drinking water for us. They never constructed road for us. Our people come back with money, make money, come back, construct road for us. And even at that, there are still envy of us. You all could see the recent videos where that Efulefu man from Afonjo, Yoruba, not Oduduwa Nation, Yoruba, were telling you that the Igbos that are building mansions in Igbo land, your own ancestral land, we now have to pay taxes. We now have to pay taxes. How do you see that? Are these people not crazy? How many times, let me follow the word of that stupid man, the pig in the creek. How many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? Man, you need to fight for your own nation. Them, they are already seeing the signal, but they are just pretending, try and play game on you. You that is in diaspora, support to the fullest so that our liberation army, I mean, by now, because I know our information minister, we posted that video, Mazi Raf Ajere, Mazaraf Ajere reposted that video of that man that all their family are Islamic people, that he won't tell lie, that these people are after a mission, that the only reason that we are not hearing that cry anymore is because we are proving stubborn. Then tell me, after the arrest of Mazen Namdekano, who and who has been behind the rest, who has been that peace of mind of our people, who has equipped those men and women to secure our borders, our territory. It is only the Biafra Republic government in exile, which has been led by our PM, Mazi H.E. Mazi Simon Ekpa. Please, my Biafran people, the only good we can ever do is to support the government so that our people, our Biafra Liberation Army, will not just have AK-47 magazine, rather than we have more granite that are more powerful, more magazines that are being used for baby machines, machine guns, and all of that. That's what we play. We all pray for, so that when the Zoo Army breathe, all I pray is that when the Zoo Army breathe, all they will breathe is Biafra Liberation Army. Once they take a breath, they will see Biafra Liberation Army. Once they take a breath, they will see Biafra Liberation Army. That's all I pray for, and that is the beast Mazen Namdekano pray for when he told them, a time will come, a beast will crawl out at the streets to take your life. And the few of you that will survive it. I'm saying this for you to know this is prophecy fulfilled. That the little you are doing is doing a great job and leading to the manifestation of the to the prophecy of Mazen Namdekan. And you need to do more so it will come faster as we are about to declare our independence. And we say when we are about to declare our independence, many nations are aware, international communities are aware, and that is behind the statement of our own PM. Follow him, retweet his post, and wait for the due time to strike. Biafra is already restored. I wouldn't go back telling us when he said, for those telling us, asking, why didn't give us Biafra in 2023? Are you stupid? Didn't you see that every government department that makes up a nation has been formed, which means Biafra has already been restored. Just wait behind, stand by, support so we can get more bullets and guns. He told you, I can never, I am in charge. I can never go into conventional war. It can't take more than 3 months. Just take it easy. Support. So we have more granates. Our men on ground have more granates to defend our our territories. Biafra is already here, and that is what I want to pray. So all my brothers, this time around and before the declaration, that is why we want to focus on the oil and gas. You see, once our PM made that proclamation, you saw the armies making news, and we will try our possible best to secure, to make sure that oil exploitation and gas goes through entry from the Bakassi Peninsula. Didn't you see the news? It was right there at the news. That should tell you something. And our PM already replied them that we will do everything possible that there will no longer be oil exploitation from that territory. That oil and gas they used to fund jihad. As far back as 2015, no money from oil and gas has ever entered the country's account. They use it to fund jihad. They buy private jets. They tell you, oh, we are about to test the private jet and it lost signal. Interstate to only between Abuja and Southeast. They tell you it lost signal. They send the private jet to their armed forces, their jihad at the Southeast region until the emergence of Muslim they can it blew up. So my Biafran people, support the Biafra Republic government in exile. They are doing the needful. Master Simon Ekpa, who has proven himself, our PM, who has proven himself worthy, and not just worthy as the disciple of Mazen Namdekano, who take word out of Mazen Namdekano's heart to the people. Support him. 2024, Biafra will be declared, and we are more than the world, more than the world, more than the world prepared for it. Even I am waiting as a reserve, because he said we are more than enough, so I'm waiting as a reserve. Thank you, my brothers.
Thank you, Wachineke. And from us from here now, we wish you all a good day, a good night, a good afternoon, and a good morning, and a lovely day. Dewo Wachineke.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. We love homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But in the prize is death for all we hold dear. The little time without a shred of fear. How to be a fraud, consecrated mission. Oh, Fatherland, peace be our solemn plate. Defending peace shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. Now wearing standards which embolden the free shall always be our flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we abide the wind of battle to yield, we shall reign